Hi students, welcome to history class. Today's class we may learn history second chapter, medieval India and political transition. Historians divided history into three stages: ancient India, medieval India and modern India. Okay. History was divided into three stages. Okay, which are those? First one, ancient India. Then second one, medieval India. And third one, modern India. So ancient India continues till 712. Ancient India continues till 712. Okay, then medieval India continues 712 to 1206. We can get to see early medieval India. Okay, we can get to see early medieval India. Okay, next 1206 to 1498 we can get to see medieval India or medieval age. Okay, modern India, it continued, okay, after 1498 onwards we can get to see modern India. Okay, you just remember at 8th standard you already studied ancient Indian history. Okay, and at present you are studying medieval Indian history. Then at 10th standard you will study modern history of India. Clear this? Okay, so now we may take only medieval Indian history or Middle Ages. Medieval Middle Age or medieval Indian history. Okay, it continues till 12th century to 13th century. Okay, so this period is considered as transitional period. Transitional period. Okay, why? Because in this period society entered from one era to another era. Okay, in this period society entered from one era to another era. Okay, society entered from one era to another era. You can get to see Indian society entered from ancient India to medieval India. Okay, Indian society entered from ancient India to medieval India. Okay, so till 9th to 12th century, okay, India was ruled by small kings. Okay, India was ruled by small kings. Okay, these small kings have very small kingdoms. Okay, they have very small kingdoms. Okay, but these kingdoms, small kingdoms, were destroyed by Turks. Who are those? Turks. Okay, so the Turks not only destroyed these small kingdoms, but they built big empires. Okay, they built big empires. Okay, Turks, they built big or large empires. Okay, so all these developments indicates the beginning of Middle Age. Okay, all these developments indicates beginning of medieval age in the history of India. Clear this? Okay, 9th to 12th century, here some small kings ruling their small kingdoms. Okay, but they were defeated by the hands of Turks. Okay, Turks destroyed their kingdoms. Okay, later Turks established their big empires in India. Okay, so Turks, they belong to which religion? They belong to Islam religion. Okay, so they spread Islam religion all over India. Okay, not only this, they followed monotheism. Okay, what is monotheism? Do you know? What is monotheism? Monotheism means a worship of only one God. Worship of one God, that is called monotheism. Clear this? Okay, so today's class we may learn the rule of small kings. Okay, rule of small kings. Who are those small kings? They were Rajputs. Who are those? Rajputs. Okay, in the beginning, 9th to 13th century, okay, India was ruled by small kings. But who put an end to the rule of these small kings? Turks. Okay. Okay, so first we have to study the rule of these small kings. Okay, so rule of small kings came to be known as multi-state political system. Okay, rule of small kings came to be known as multi-state political system. Okay, who are those small kings? Rajputs. When they ruled in India? 9th to 13th century. Okay, which part of India they ruled? Northern and western part of India. Western part of India was ruled by whom? Rajputs. Clear this? Okay. So today's class we may study about some of the Rajput dynasties. Okay, Rajput dynasties. At 8th standard, you studied India was ruled by many North Indian dynasties and South Indian dynasties. Can you remember the dynasties that ruled North India? Mauryas, Kushanas, Vardhanas. Okay, these are the some of the dynasties ruled North India. Can you remember the dynasties that ruled South India? Shatavahanas, Kadambas, Gangas, Chalukyas. Okay, these are all the dynasties ruled South India. Okay, so after the ending rule of Vardhanas of Taneshwar, Vardhanas of Taneshwar or Staneshwar. Okay, after the ending rule of Vardhanas of Staneshwar. Okay, Rajput rule of Rajputs started in north and western part of India. Okay, after the ending rule of Vardhanas of Staneshwar. Here Staneshwar was the capital of Vardhanas. Okay, rule of Rajputs started in the history of India. Okay, so Rajputs ruled north and western part of India. Okay, so many Rajput dynasties ruled north and western part of India. Okay, who are those? Rajput dynasties. Name the some of the Rajput dynasties. First one, Gurjara Pratiharas. Okay, Gurjara Pratiharas. Okay. Next, Garvalas. Garvalas. Next, Paramaras. Paramaras. Next, Solankis. Solankis. Next, Chandilas. Chandilas. Then Chauhans. Okay, these are the powerful Rajput dynasties ruled both north and western part of India. Okay, clear this? Can you name some Rajput dynasties? Okay, first one, Gurjara Pratiharas. Garvalas, second dynasty. Third, Paramaras. Fourth, Solankis. Fifth, Chandilas. And sixth, Chauhans. Okay, these are some of the Rajput dynasties ruled both north and western part of India. Okay, so at the end of 13th century, some of the Rajput kings, okay, like Prithviraj Chauhan, okay, Prithviraj Chauhan. Then Jayachandra Garvala, okay, Jayachandra Garvala, okay. Next one king is named Paramaradideva Chandela. Paramaradideva Chandela. These three kings are become very powerful at the end of 13th century. Clear this? Okay. Here all these Rajput dynasties ruled north and western part of India. Okay. Among all these kings, Prithviraj Chauhan, then Jayachandra Garvala and Paramaradideva Chandela. Okay. They were the very powerful Rajput kings ruled at the end of 13th century. Clear this? We may learn Rajput dynasties one by one. Okay. First one, Gurjara Pratiharas. Gurjara Pratiharas. Here Gurjara Pratiharas called themselves in many inscriptions as they belong to the family of Lakshmana of Ramayana period, okay, and Surya Vamsha of Kshatriya. Okay, here Gurjara Pratiharas, they called themselves in most of the inscriptions or shasanas. Okay, what he called? They belong to the family of Lakshmana of Ramayana period and Kshatriya of Surya Vamsha. Okay, in this way, Gurjara Pratiharas mentioned in most of the inscriptions. They belong to the family of Lakshmana of Ramayana and Kshatriya of Surya Vamsha. Clear this? Okay, but according to the Gwalior inscription of Mihira Bhuja, Nagabhatta first was the founder of Gurjara Pratiharas. Okay, according to institution inscription. Okay, Gwalior inscription. Okay, of Mihira Bhoja. Gwalior inscription of Mihira Bhoja. Who was the founder of Gurjara Pratiharas? Nagabhatta first was the founder of Gurjara Pratiharas. Okay, so Nagabhatta first started his rule from Sindh region. Okay, he started his rule from Sindh region and he made Kannauj was his capital. Clear this? Okay. According to Gwalior inscription of Mihira Bhoja, who was the real founder of Gurjara Pratiharas? Nagabhatta first. Okay. Nagabhatta first was the real founder of Gurjara Pratiharas. Okay. So Nagabhatta first, he started his rule from Sindh region. Okay. And he made Kannauj was his capital. Clear this? Okay. Now we may learn achievements of Nagabhatta first. What are the achievements of Nagabhatta first? First one, Nagabhatta first defeated Arab ruler of Sindh when he tried to attack on Nagabhatta first. Okay, clear? Nagabhatta first defeated Arab ruler of Sindh. Okay, Arab ruler of Sindh. Okay, next. But he was defeated by the hands of Rashtrakuta ruler Dharmapala. Okay, Nagabhatta first was defeated by Rashtrakuta ruler Dharmapala. Okay, next, what is the main achievement of Nagabhatta first? Okay, he built Nagabhatta first built Mahavira Jain temple in Jodhpur. Okay, these are all the achievements of Nagabhatta first. Okay, first Nagabhatta first defeated Arab ruler of Sindh. Okay, when Arab ruler tried to attack on Nagabhatta first, then he defeated him. Okay, but Nagabhatta first was defeated by the hands of Rashtrakuta ruler Dharmapala. Okay, one of the great achievement of Nagabhatta first. Okay, what is that? Nagabhatta first built Mahavira Jain temple. Okay, Mahavira Jain temple in Jodhpur. Okay, these are all the achievements of Nagabhatta first. Most powerful ruler of Gurjara Pratiharas was Mihira Bhoja. Okay. First, here Mihira Bhoja was defeated by the hands of Devapala of Pala dynasty. Okay. Mihira Bhoja was defeated by Devapala of Pala dynasty. Okay, here Palas. Okay, this is another important Rajput dynasty. Okay, Mihira Bhoja was defeated by Devapala of Palas. Okay, later what happened? But later Mihira Bhoja defeated Narayana Pala. Okay, Narayana Pala of Pala dynasty. Okay, and he also defeated Rashtrakuta ruler Rashtrakuta ruler. Who is that Rashtrakuta ruler? Krishna III. Clear this? Okay, this is the achievement of Mihira Bhoja. First one, Mihira Bhoja was defeated by Devapala of Palas. Okay, but later Mihira Bhoja defeated Narayana Pala of Pala dynasty, and also he defeated Rashtrakuta ruler called Krishna III. Okay, so famous Arab traveler called Sulaiman visited to the court of Mihira Bhoja. Okay, Arab traveler Sulaiman visited to the court of Mihira Bhoja. Then here Sulaiman, he appreciated Mihira Bhoja. Why? Because Mihira Bhoja had a huge number of horses. Or cavalry. Okay, Mihira Bhoja had a more number of horses or cavalry. Okay, not only this, he appreciated to Mihira Bhoja. Okay, why? Because kingdom had more peace during the rule of Mihira Bhoja. Okay, Sulaiman appreciated. Why he appreciated? Because kingdom had peace during the rule of Mihira Bhoja. Clear this? Okay, so here during the rule of Mihira Bhoja, famous Arab traveler Sulaiman visited to the court of Mihira Bhoja. Okay, so he gave appreciation to Mihira Bhoja. Why? Because here Mihira Bhoja had large number of horses. Okay, and during the rule of Mihira Bhoja, peace prevailed everywhere. Okay, peace existed everywhere. Okay, so Sulaiman appreciated Mihira Bhoja. Another most powerful ruler of Pratyaras was Mahendrapala. Mahendrapala. Yeah, Mahendrapala. He was most powerful ruler of Pratyahara dynasty. Okay, so he has famous poet and his teacher. His name Rajashekara. He wrote two Sanskrit books. Okay, one Bala Ramayana Okay, one Bala Ramayana and another one Kavya Mimamsa. Okay, these are the two works written by court poet of Mahendrapala Rajashekara. Okay, Mahendrapala was the most famous ruler of Pratihara dynasty. Okay, most powerful ruler of Pratihara dynasty. Okay, he was a son of Mihira. Okay, so his court had famous poet and his teacher. Okay, who was his teacher? Rajashekara. He wrote two famous Sanskrit works, which are those one Bala Ramayana, another one Kavya Mimamsa. These are the two books written by Rajashekara. Okay, so what is the achievement of Mahendrapala? Here, Mahendrapala defeated Palas of Bengal. Okay, he defeated Palas of Bengal and extended his empire till Bengal. Okay, extended empire till Bengal. Okay, this is the achievement of Mahendrapala. Clear this? He defeated Palas of Bengal and extended his empire till Bengal. Clear this? Next, what happened? Dharmapala of Pala dynasty captured Kannauj to his control. Okay, Dharmapala of Pala dynasty. Okay, captured Kannauj. Kannauj was the capital of Pratiharas. Okay, captured Kannauj and he installed his nominee Chakrayudha. Okay, Chakrayudha on the throne of Kannauj. Clear this? Dharmapala of Pala dynasty captured Kannauj to his control. Kannauj was a capital of Pratiharas. Okay. Later, Dharmapala installed his nominee. Okay, Chakrayudha, nominee or name. His nominee Chakrayudha on the throne of Kannauj. Okay, but here this Chakrayudha was defeated by Nagabhata II. Okay, Chakrayudha was captured. Okay, captured by Nagabhata II. Okay, once again Kannauj came under the control of Pratiharas. Kannauj came under the control of Pratiharas. So Kannauj continued as capital of Pratiharas for more than 1 century. Okay, it remained as capital of Pratiharas. Okay, but what happened here? Kannauj was captured by Rashtrakuta ruler. Okay, who is that Rashtrakuta ruler? Indra first. During the rule of Mahipala. During the rule of Mahipala. Okay, in this way rule of Pratiharas came to an end. Okay, clear this? finally Kanuj was captured by Rashtrakuta ruler. Who is that Rashtrakuta ruler? Indra first. Okay. So during the rule of Mahipala, okay, the here Indra first captured Kanuj to his control. Okay. So in this way, rule of Pratiharas came to an end. Okay. Rule of Pratiharas came to an end. Okay. Now we may learn second important Rajput dynasty, that is Karvalas. Chandradeva was the founder of Karvalas. Chandradeva was a founder of Karvalas and he made Varanasi was his capital. Okay, Varanasi was the capital of Chandradeva or Karvalas. Okay, then Govinda Chandra. He was a most important ruler of Karvalas. Most important ruler of Karvalas. He defeated Palas of Bengal and extended his kingdom till Malwa and Magadha. Okay. What is the achievement of Govinda Chandra? He defeated Palas of Bengal and extended his kingdom till Malwa. Okay, till Malwa and Magadha. Clear this? This is the achievement of Govinda Chandra. Okay, who was the founder of Karvalas? Chandradeva. Which was the capital of Karvalas? Varanasi. Who was the most important ruler of Karvalas? Govinda Chandra. Okay, what is the achievement of Govinda Chandra? He defeated Palas of Bengal and he extended his kingdom till Malwa and Magadha. Okay, next. One more important achievement of Govinda Chandra. What is that? He defeated kings of Kalinga and Odisha. Okay, kings of Kalinga and Odisha also defeated by the hands of Govinda Chandra. Okay, then he developed very good relationship with the kings of Gujarat. Then Kashmir and Chola kingdom. Okay, Govinda Chandra developed very good relationship with these three kingdoms, which are those kings of Gujarat, Kashmir and Chola kingdom. Okay, these are all information about second Rajput dynasty, Karvalas. Okay, tomorrow class we may learn remaining Rajput dynasties. Okay.